And we're going to talk a little bit about Newcastle's shopping spree here. This is in the Daily Telegraph. But Newcastle ready to scrap their 20 million budget for summer spree. And because of their excellent season, Luke Edwards, the Northern football writer, says here. And just read you some of these names, lads, that they're being linked with. James Maddison, Moises Caicedo, Conor Gallagher, Ivan Toney, Kaoru Matona, Calvin Phillips, Jared Bowen, Declan Rice, all being discussed. And a bit of Victor Osimhen as well down the bottom. I mean, it's a who's who, Miguel, of top players who might be up for grabs. Newcastle, I guess, with the money they've got behind them, linked with them all. Yeah,
it's also why this Champions League chase is maybe such a juncture moment in the medium term for the Premier League. Newcastle, obviously, there's big ethical questions about the ownership, and it's such a live issue in the Premier League right now. Even within that, though, I suppose, in comparison to the City takeover in 2008, Newcastle didn't have the 4 years of FFP to build. Now, they still spent 300 million last year, or close to 300 million. That shouldn't be overlooked. But it just shows how qualification for Champions League could allow that different level of spending. And that's why this is so important. And yeah, that's what happens when you have these sort of takeovers. This is the sort of level you're launched into. And I suppose it creates a bit of an oddity for the team now. In some ways, some of the current players are actually playing for their own future places in the team, especially when you look at that list.
Yeah, it's an impressive list. John, any names that kind of jump out to you? Obviously, James Maddison, they were linked with previously, weren't they? So that was the one that kind of grabbed my attention. But there's some good players on there. A couple of others I didn't mention, Kieran Tierney, Scott McTominay as well. They're gettable Premier League targets, according to the Telegraph.
Yeah, I mean, Luke Edwards, the sort of northeast man, he's really well informed up there. Incredibly passionate writer about Newcastle. And listen, I actually think that what Eddie Howe has done so impressively this season is he's built a team that's really hard to beat and basically really put down a structure. Yes, they have dished out a few thrashings along the way, most notably recently 5-1 at West Ham. But I do think the ones that sort of kind of the area of the team is the creativity as much as anything, and the kind of they've been sometimes a little bit lacking in goals, haven't they? Been really great defensively, and I'm sure that the names that really stand out to me are in attack. Someone like a Maddison with his creativity. I think there'll be so much interest in him this summer, whether or not Leicester, stay up or do indeed go down. I also think that Conor Gallagher, whoever ends up getting him, if he does indeed depart Chelsea, then I think they've got a really good England international of the future. And again, a kind of an aggressive front-running midfield player. Another striker. Could they really squeeze in another striker? Someone like a Toney or someone like that. But it really strikes me that they're trying to sort of kind of find the sort of the finishing touches to the project and the plan, and really going for it from an attacking sense. The point about this story, isn't it, that basically is saying that they were going to be rather sort of cautious in the market this summer, but it's a game changer if you can finish top four, as Miguel says.